This is a resume review of a data analyst, and I want to let everybody know that I am currently sick. That is why it sounds like this. And what we're going to be looking for is SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, AI, ML, Jira, Python, R. Not necessarily leadership, that was more for senior level. Subject matter expert, data visualization, ETL, stakeholders, and solving issues with data. I also want to let everybody know that I am probably going to miss more obvious stuff because I am sick. And I was debating on whether or not, I've had this debate with myself, whether or not to actually do these resume reviews when I'm sick, because I'm going to miss more stuff because I'm sick. And then I kind of came to the conclusion that if your resume is good enough to get past a sick recruiter, it's probably fantastic. So yes, I am going to miss more stuff than normal, and I am probably going to just in general miss some more obvious stuff. But if you can get it past this sick brain where I should be in bed sleeping, then you have a really good resume. And it's also possible that when you submit your resume, the person viewing it is sick, or maybe they have a dog barking and they're getting 13 calls at the same time. So I think it's important to do this even when I'm going to miss some more obvious stuff. So with that, let's take a look at what this person is looking for. They just said their ratio was 150. I don't know anything else. That's not good. But 150 ratio is, not good. So let's see why this is not working. So formatting, a little off. But no, there's too much bolding already. Okay. Anyway, they have a results, blah, 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 proficient in data, holds degree. Yeah, again, summaries are not needed for the vast majority of them. So unless you are, sorry, I keep hitting the mic, unless you are specifically switching careers or there is something critically wrong with your resume, you don't really need a summary. The exception to that is some like manager positions, high level. So like C-level directors may need a summary, but you don't need a summary. Most everybody else that's IC, which is individual contributor, doesn't need a summary. Also, this is too long and has too much bolding. This could have fit into 2 lines. And it's smaller. The font is smaller for some reason. So, analyze 100K restaurant inspection records using Python. Python is one. I don't know if Panda is. I know that's for like AI, I think, but whatever. For operational insights, performed EDA. I don't care about EDA. I don't even know what that is. Something data, I imagine. Part of the product owners to gather client requirements for business case. This is actually a solid one. And here's why summaries don't usually work. So I have to get all the way here to get what I actually want. I mean, education is solid too, but you need to fit that into 2 lines. But this, look, like client requirements is going to be the clients, stakeholders, customers, although they are not the same, they kind of all count for the same amount of thing when you're looking for those in a resume. So model forecast, Python and Podium, predict maybe, build Tableau and Tableau, that one's good. Again, like here's why you stop bolding everything. I don't care that you have EDA. I don't care that you did the client requirement. I don't care about this. Your bolding is making it worse. Nothing here should be bolded. Absolutely nothing here should be bolded. It just makes it harder to read. And you actually do have 1 or 2 of the things that I'm looking for. But everything is bolded that I may actually miss what I'm looking for, which isn't good. Data pipeline, because where's SQL? Where is SQL, actually? Can I even find SQL? Okay, again, summary doesn't count. It's all the way down here. Alright, that's not good. So, here's the problem. This has almost I only have 2 keywords I'm looking for. I need you to remake this. Also, this could be written in a different way. I really need the stuff that's over here. I do understand the Panda can maybe be AI, but the recruiter may not. Or guess what? I'm wrong and it's not AI. But stop bolding everything. If you fix the formatting, you'll have a better chance, but you still need better bullet points. The only one I really liked is this one. But you don't tell me enough about it. I don't want to just know that you partnered with owners to gather requirements for business to senior management. I want to know why you did that, because the 3 parts of a successful bullet point are the what, which is the keyword of qualification, which you do have there, the how, which you gathered business requirements, and the why, which is why you did it, and I'm missing that. And then this one needs to be a summary. This needs to be a summary, although these keywords are solid. So the first bullet point under each job description needs to be a summary of that job description's duties. So there's formatting and bullet point issues, and I can very much see why you're having, well, issues with this. So you're going to need to fix all that, and then let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a full stack developer. Thank you for telling me your stack. It makes it a lot easier for me to get the keywords. So what we're going to be looking for is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages in Git. And AI. I mean, that's a bonus. Again, like that's a bonus would be AI. Not everything needs it. So you said your actual resume is formatted better. It just kind of got messed up in sending it to me, and that's fair. That can happen. So let's take a look. I'm not going to be too harsh on the formatting because it got garbled, but when they censored it. So software engineer, LLC. Okay, actually, this might be part of the issue here. Okay, wait. We went from a software engineer to a founder of it. Anyway, so one of the big red, also, sorry, again, still saying, the ratio of this is 150 to 1, which isn't good. They said they got a couple of interviews, but that's through recommendations and referrals, which again is also one of the best ways to get interviews, but not through cold applying, which is what I can really help with here. So this is already confusing. This is confusing. Your timeline is going to be confusing. And I'm going to count that even if the formatting was good, which again, you don't need this bolded, this is going to be confusing. So you need a very clear timeline. And I want to say, owning your own company is a giant red flag to hiring managers. So this alone, like before I even get to the bullet points, but this right here, which is tough to read formatting, no, tough to read like chronological dates, and the fact that you own the own company as an LLC, that would be maybe getting you rejected off the bat. So what we want to do is don't put founding software engineer, just put software engineer, or alternatively here, which I think is more accurate, is that you're a lead software engineer. And I don't know if they'd care of the differences between these two. So I think you can literally just say software engineer and then keep it to just 2022 to current. That's what I would do. I don't want you to lie, but that seems easier to read rather than doing this split of July and then May, even though it's technically the same thing. So don't put founding software engineer, just put software engineer, or alternatively lead software engineer if this is correct. And then that'll help formatting wise. And again, I'm not even counting like how it got garbled by sending it to me, because that's one of the things that I don't think got garbled. So let's look at the actual bullet points. Implemented Stripe checkout system automated for enhancing the platform's core e-commerce. Develop a full stack using React for the front end, serverless for the back end. Built a platform showcasing political prisoner and poly users recent hand. Letters for a day. Developed a system for PostSQL. Okay, so here's the problem with this in general. All this, and I only found 3 keywords I'm looking for. Okay, I found SQL. Again, any type of SQL works. PostSQL or SQL or MySQL. I found React, and I found JavaScript. Where's the TypeScript? Where's the CSS? Where's the HTML? Where's the Node? Where's the Angular? Where's the REST API? Where's any of the cloud? Is it an Agile CI/CD? I don't see any of those. And this is why you're not getting stuff. Is not only is this confusing and showing that you're a owner or founder, which is not a good look on a resume, depending on what you're applying to. If you're applying to other founder positions, that's a good look. But if you're not applying to any founder positions, this is a bad look, is you don't have any of the keywords. So they're going to barely get past this. They're going to be like, okay, this candidate's probably already not going to be a fit. They're going to look here and they're going to see almost nothing they need besides those 3 things. Then you led a team of 5 as a Scrum Master, which isn't really, that's a Scrum Master, not like, I guess it can't count, but they may think that's more of a management. Teams agility, which they may not get. MySQL, Azure, Cloud, yeah. Database, developed a backend, Amazon with their, okay. Yeah, like I found only like 3 keywords in this whole thing. I don't want to highlight it just in case it messes anything up, but you're very much missing on keywords, and your chronological timeline is going to be confusing along with your actual titles. So fix the titles, fix the timeline, and you're probably going to have to make entirely new bullet points. And people are going to be like, Lee, what the heck? Why aren't you reading past this? Well, the only things that really matter in your resume is the first half. If you get past the first half of your resume through the recruiter, some managers like longer resumes or not. But the most important thing is it's in your first half. And I don't see enough in the first half. I see SQL and JavaScript and React, which is good, but I don't see anything else except Azure. So 4, but there's way more than 4 here. And you don't have to have all of these, but you really do need about 75 to 80% of them. So this is a resume that, because I've done tech, might get past me, because I know enough about IT to be like, hey, they probably just forgot to put this because they didn't think it was necessary, even though it was actually clearly necessary, and get it to the manager. But for a lot of others, I don't know if this would get past it. And I think the fact that you were having 150 to 1 is the reason for that. So those are the problems. Just to real quick summarize. Timelines off, titles off, bullet points are not good. So fix those things and you'll start getting more interviews, because the fact is you can get stuff through connections means you've got the skills, you're just not showcasing them. So let's go to the next one. This is a resume review of software engineer, but in this case it's actually a Java engineer. So their ratio is 100 to 1, which is not good, but again, it could be a heck of a lot worse. I think that's for software engineering, let's see, how many years of experience do they have real quick? Yeah, you're still kind of in the fresh grad part. That's bad, but that's like a D- or a D. So let's see what we're looking for. Specifically for Java engineers, we're going to look for Java, Cloud, Spring, Selenium, SQL, anything JS related. JavaScript, yes, I'm aware, but technically, I know Node.js stands for no JavaScript, but you still need them written like this. Maven, Full Stack, Apache, Rust, and anything involving AI, ML, MLN. Also, Agile is a bonus, so I forgot to do that. And Cloud, yeah, we do have Cloud. So, engineered a real-time API message system between microservices using Java, blah, 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 blah. Redis, was Redis one? Redis might have been one. And RabbitMQ to relay PostSQL data modules, reducing latency between production clients. So, keywords are good, although it is confusing. Pioneered the implementation on embedded using .NET, Kafka, and building on Java and C#. It's not bad. CI/CD, Azure. So I actually I think this is why you're getting some, but not all, is I do like some of the keywords. You have CI/CD, you have Azure, you have obviously Java, you have SQL, and you have API, but I am missing some of the more, I guess, common ones that I saw, which would be like Apache, Rust, or Maven, and Spring, Selenium, along with, but I think the real problem here is actually a bit of a formatting issue. So first, this person's in chat right now, and I told them how to read my formatting thing, and I just showed that in the last one, so I'm not gonna show it, but this should be one line and not bolded, and this is not a good first sentence. So I know it has a lot of keywords, but your first summary sentence really, really needs to show what you do to a toddler. I am going to need you to explain this as if they have no idea what any of this is. In addition, you have too many of the less common keywords here, which means they may actually miss some stuff. So I do get that you've done a lot here, but we're going to need to actually more simplify this a little bit. So I am missing some, like I said, I'm missing some of the more common ones, which was Spring, Selenium, Maven, and anything with JS. Apache and Rust. But I think your primary problem here is just you're sick. Sorry. So you're missing stuff, right? You're missing the common stuff, and you have a bunch of stuff that isn't as common. And because it's not as common, recruiters may not actually see the actual Java. So I do see you have Java here. It's good. But if you're a Java engineer, I'm going to need to see that like in at least 2 bullet points. And that's not counting the JavaScript, which are different. I do know that. That was like the first thing I learned about IT recruiting. So you have a couple of uncommon ones. Your formatting's a little off, and your very first summary is going to be confusing to a non-technical person. So I know this is a relatively quick one, but I don't see anything really here besides AI. But again, it's after AI, and then you have AI, so people could miss that. Then Java is fine, but yeah, so this is going to be what they're looking at the most. And I think you could maybe move this to 4 bullet points, maybe 5, but we need to make it clearer to read with the right keywords in, and you can still have some of the less common ones, but we're going to move them a little lower. So that's it for this resume. Would it pass? It could. I haven't directly recruited a Java engineer in a while, but I also see why it's getting 100-to-1 ratio. So let's go to the next one. This is a resume of a chef, a Commis chef, which is something in Europe. It's like a still learning chef, but like in between, I guess like an apprenticeship, it would be the equivalent in the United States. So yeah, this is a chef in the UK, which is what I was specifically looking for. And let's review this resume, what we're going to need. And this is going to be kind of a basic resume for this. And I'll be honest, I've never recruited for chefs before. We're going to need to show that you can multitask, that you can basically multitask in a fast-paced environment and still maintain attention to detail. They want to know how you worked as a team. They want to know that you have food safety, which this was the keyword that I looked at. I don't know what that is in the United States, but I guess it would be the equivalent of a food certification, health qualification guideline. That you have good food prep techniques, that you've done certain types of cuisine, such as French or whatever else besides French. I don't know enough about. I've watched enough Gordon Ramsay stuff. You think I'd be able to parse that together? But yeah, types of cuisine, and then any other certifications or city qualifications. So this is what we want to see. Let's see if they have it. Do they? Also, people in chat are telling me that it is spelled. I spelled it incorrectly. That makes sense. It is spelled like this, Commis. Okay. Again, this is a UK type of spelling, so but yeah, so what we're gonna be looking for. Okay, people keep saying I'm misspelling it right, so we're just gonna in chat, and they're yelling at me, so we're just gonna do chef rank 2 or 3. Whatever it is, you know what this is. So I am a culinary professional with 2 years experience, art of creating unique culinary experiences. Got to commit. I don't know if a summary is necessary for this. Education, high school, bachelor's. You've already. There's a lot of education. Wow, you're a very good chef. I don't, at least in the United States, I don't know if this is across the pond, but if you've graduated with your bachelor's, you don't need your high school. So truthfully, I think this entire section can be cut. Now, as you are working with certifications, what we do want, and I don't know if I see those real quick, I don't, is we want to make sure you have your certifications up here in the education. Normally, I say specifically you want about 2 to 3 lines max, but as this is sort of a special case, you do want your you want it to be over here, right? So this is I've remade this so people can understand it. This is how I want everybody to write a resume. Under the education and certification sections, I want to see it like this. So, and then above the masters, I actually do want the certifications. So, which again, I don't know the exact type. I imagine it would be HACCP or whatever. So we want to see those. Those are what we want to see. So basically, this whole section can be deleted. This whole section can be deleted. And then we could put in 1 or 2 certifications here, either before or after the masters. And I don't think you need high school, although again, that may be different based in the UK. So let's go to the after the formatting. issues, let's go to the actual bullet points. Progress from training to combat, standard adaptability, master the autocritic traditional fusion, go on, concede, showcasing creativity and innovation, develop provision of the modern culinary, enhancing the quality, consistency, collaborative, effective with the diversity. Okay, so these are not great bullet points. Admittedly, typically in these types of positions, you don't get any as a recruiter, but it's still pretty good to have some. What I need is I need to see that you have worked as a team. Now, the problem with this is you said you have, but you haven't shown you have. And this is the what, why, and how. So, what I need here, besides the formatting issues, is a summary of this job. What is this job? All I know is that you created traditional and fusion go-on cuisine, and you worked with a team, and you used a sous vide machine. But I want to say, at X restaurant, I was the chef or Commis 2 in charge of making sure our area was hygienic, up to food safety. The team was working together while cooking go-on and X foods. That way you would have almost everything. The problem here is I don't have a summary of what you do because I don't know. Your summary should be so obvious that even if you black out or bar out what this is over here, I should still be able to tell what you do. Then for the rest of these, what I need is for you to showcase. I want to know what, which is the keyword or qualification, how you use that, and then why you used it, right? Like, I seriously, a good keyword or a good one would be kept area clean and hygienic according to HACCP guidelines, while ensuring food was processed in an X way to keep customers happy. So that's kind of the thing, is I don't see that here. Now, admittedly, when I was looking at these jobs, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of competition. So you stand a pretty good chance, even with a not great resume. But this is what I'm going to need, is I need these better. I need it to be like this, okay? In fact, go to my website. It has both this template and alternatively below the template, not alternatively, it has how I wrote that out. I want you to write it out like that. And this is how I want you to format it. So your formatting's off and your bullet points are off. Now, that's not good. Yeah, this is cool, but the bullet points are off here. Marketing sub food. So yeah, I'm not seeing food safety. I'm not seeing how you worked as a team. I'm not seeing any of the certifications or qualifications, and I'm not seeing how you worked at a fast pace in a detailed environment. A fast paced, multitasking, and keeping detail. The only thing I really see is Goan, which I don't actually know what kind of food that is. It sounds cool though. Goan is okay, so it's part of India. It sounds awesome, and I looked up a picture and it looks delicious. But I need more than that, because this is the only thing I found in basically the whole resume. So, yeah, that's how it is. I mean, realistically, you're gonna have to completely redo it, including the bullet points. I don't think it's gonna take you more than an hour or two, but once you have that, you'll have a very solid resume you can use for a lot of other positions. So that's my view. I don't think this passes, but when I looked at how many people actually applied to these roles, it's very possible that even with a bad resume, you may get called anyway, because there's just not a lot of people that do it. So, because again, all of this is kind of graded on a bell curve. So that's my review for the Commis chef. I don't even think I'm pronouncing that right. And let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a back-end software engineer intern. Typically for internships, it doesn't really matter so much whether you're back-end or front-end, typically. It's really once you graduate that you actually have to specify. That's at least from what I've seen and found. So as an intern, what we're going to be sorry y'all, looking for is a basic knowledge of the tech stack. So we're talking like language, we're talking library, we're talking the SQL and cloud. And also, I hope y'all cannot hear my dog. He is huffing for some reason. I'm petting him off to the side, which is why I'm angled like this. We want to know that you could work well with others, that you could take criticism and direction. So, formatting wise, this is a little off. In fact, I kind of remade my format to help people because it wasn't being understood. So let me bring that up, and I can already tell at a glance why this is not super working formatting wise. Let's get this up for people so they can actually see. This should be on my website hopefully by the time this video airs. So this is how it's supposed to look. Arial 14, Arial 12. This first name last name is bolded. Everything below this line is Arial 10.5. And then the only things that are bolded is this and this, none of this. So this can be one line and doesn't need to be bolded. This doesn't need to be bolded and is one line. And then before I even get to any of the bullet points, what I did notice is the dates. So this is January 2024 to present. This is December 2024 to January 2024. And this is also December. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. And that is going to confuse people. Maybe you just changed that when you sent it to me, but we are going to need a timeline. We need a good and clear timeline. It should make sense at a glance. In addition, these just say software developer. I want these to say interns because it's going to be weird. Like, this is a red flag if you've been in a software development for a month and a month and a month, but it makes a lot of sense if it's an internship. So that is the part that is a little confusing to me, is the duties and goals of these. Is I feel like these should be internships, or alternatively, if these were jobs, then just keep this one. But so formatting's off, timeline is off, job titles are off, and we don't know how many they've applied to. Also, it's very possible they fixed this because I think they sent me 2 of these, and in between they might have fixed the resume. So, developed a full stack NFL that integrates fantasy footer using pandas, Python, NumPy, scikit-learn. Again, if we're doing full stack, this is solid, but I really just want to see developed a full stack football chat advisor that uses TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Python, and then one of these. Integrated with OpenAI, LangChain. I don't know if LangChain could be it. Relevant machine learning model. This is actually okay. Also, none of this should be bolded. There's too many bolds. Designed and implemented the front end using React, JavaScript. Okay, there it is. That's fine. But I am missing SQL. I think you really do still need SQL. Yeah, I'm missing SQL primarily, and I'm also missing, again, how you worked with others. And then this is weird because this is your programming lead, and this is the part that doesn't make sense. That's the problem with a lot of this, is it doesn't make sense at a glance. All right, and I'm sick right now, but this is the attitude you're gonna have to get past. Is, well, wait, why is this here? I don't know. Why is this here? I don't know. Why is this here? I don't know. Why were you a lead when you're applying for an intern job? And unfortunately, if at any, this goes for everybody, not just interns, if at any point anybody looks at your resume and says, I don't know why they do X, they will find the worst reason to think you've done it. That's why you need to put dates, is because otherwise they're going to think that this is how long you've worked there. If you put 2024 to 2025, they're going to assume it's December to January. My guess is that you're an intern, actually, and that would make sense, but it doesn't make sense for a full-time employee. So this resume doesn't make a lot of sense. It's formatted wrong. The timeline is off. The titles are confusing. The actual bullet points are not terrible. I think I'd like a little bit more SQL, and then a little bit specifically about how you worked well with others and took direction, but I think these could pass. It's just everything else is confusing. So you really got to fix that, because, and again, this goes for everybody, if there's any unknowns in your resume, they will always think of the worst thing for it. So, does this pass? This is the kind of person that I would probably phone screen and double check and confirm, but that's not something all recruiters necessarily get to have the time to do. So let's move to the next resume. This is a resume of a project manager. So they have been searching for a year and they haven't had any luck, which isn't good. They also don't know their ratio, which again isn't good. But let's see what we can do to help. So the keywords and qualifications for a project manager, and this is going to be more qualifications than keyword based, are PMP/CSM. Those are huge. Customers, stakeholders, agile industry, the number of team members you've had, matrixed or cross-functional. There is a technical difference, but largely isn't as important on the resume as long as you have one of those. Number of projects and the budget of that, how many projects you've done simultaneously, how you used resources for success, and how you solved problems or influence. So ideally what I'd like to see are 3 different types of bullet points. One which is focused upon the technical details of your project, the other about your basically how many projects, how many members. It's kind of technical, but also how you used it, how many members, how you multitask, how many other projects you had simultaneously, and then how you use those resources to solve problems. So let's look. First off, this formatting hurts my eyes. I'm not sure if this is Arial 10.5, but that's what it should be. So, a seasoned project manager with over 6 years of experience leading to complex projects in the esports and multimedia industry, proven track record of cross-functional. Okay, yeah. None of this matters. You could fully delete this. Although I think it's really cool that you've done esports, and I would like to talk to you about that, but that's not gonna actually help. So, where's your education? Okay, that's fair. That's at the bottom. So, I'm assuming you don't have a PMP or CSM, but let's see what we have here. This is a solid amount of work experience. This is very good. Managed entire... Wait, what? Project manager at... Okay, so is this going to show up now? I don't know why this is 2 lines. This should be 1 line. Also, again, your formatting's off. Use my formatting here. You can download it down below. By the time this video comes up, the improved one with the red to show you should be on my website. So, manage entire project lifecycle by conducting pre-budget workshop, allocating interns and leading post-implementation reviews. Organize and lead cross-functional teams execution over 6 years, online production across the globe. Essentially manage vendors for unique live events. Manage budget scaling. See, that one's good. Jira, Thatch. Okay, yeah. So I don't like any of these bullet points. So for project manager and product manager and that kind of position, you can't just sort of say the keyword. You can't just say, I did X. I very much need to know the what, the how, and the why, and I don't really see that. So this is a summary sentence, but it's not a good one. Because if anything, I don't know what you did, right? That's the problem. I know you worked in esports, and I know you talked to vendors, but in this entire thing, I don't know what you do. And for project manager and product manager, and the other one that my brain is not thinking of right now, they can get confused a lot, so you really need to be specific. And I don't know what you did here. This entire thing that you've been there for 6 years, I don't know what you do. And that's not good. This needs to be, this really, really needs to be a summary of your duties. And then here, I need to know this stuff. Right? I need to know that stuff. Organized, allocated. Yeah, none of this matters, right? Like, it's like the writing thing where you can't just say, I'm angry. You have to show that they're angry through that, they were like pounding the desk and kind of thing. So I hope this makes sense, but essentially your bullet points don't work. Some of them are close to being right, but I need to know the what, which is the keyword or qualification, the how, which is how you used it, which I'm very much missing, and the why you did it, which I'm also missing. So those are missing, and your summary isn't working, and this is probably why you're not getting any interviews. It's because people don't know what the hell you did. And then once they actually get past this, they can't find what they need. Because manage budget scaling from 10K studio shows to 1 million, how is that important? Why is that important? Why do I care? It's close, but I need to know more. In addition, how many of these did you do at the same time? What was your team members? How many people did you talk to? How did you convince stakeholders or customers or clients? So this is why the resume does not work. Is I don't know what you do, and in the bullet points that were almost there, you don't tell me enough about what you do or how you did it. So also your formatting is hard to read, but that can be really fixed by just copy pasting the whole thing and making it Arial 10.5 and unbolding it. But that it's primarily a bullet point issue, more so than a resume issue. So there's not really much I can do because there's nothing here that I'm looking for. Again, this is what I'm looking for, and I don't really see that. And you can't just say it here because I don't care. I need to see how you did that skill and why you did that skill. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of Cookie Monster. They are a senior software engineer. They actually have a solid ratio. If this is accurate, they have 1 to 25. And they're not actively searching for a job right now, but they may be in the future, and they just wanted to double check the resume. So, formatting wise, it's not good. But remember, just because you have bad formatting doesn't mean you're not going to get interviews. Formatting is 40% of your overall grade. And while this is not good formatting, it's not the worst. Honestly, like, again, I don't need this, and it should instead be a education section, but the rest of this is easy to read. So formatting wise, out of 40%, I'd give this like a 30%. Like, it fails, but not by a lot. Like, this is a C- formatting. So let's see this. So what we're going to be looking for is kind of tough for me because I don't actually know what kind of software engineer they are, but it's going to be the tech stack of that software engineer, which could be Python, full stack, backend. I don't know. But I do know it's going to need SQL, cloud, and if you're doing a senior position, they're probably going to want some levels of leadership. Not necessarily managing products or projects, but managing the people, being the subject matter expert, keeping people a little bit on track, that kind of thing. So let's see what we have. So again, I don't think this skill section is needed. Cookie Monster material handling, senior software engineer. Minor formatting issue, this should be one line. Led, there we go, that's perfect. Led development of a new SaaS product, including multiple high-level mobile applications. Revenue of over 50 million using AWS. Okay, so I don't know if I need the revenue or not, but regardless, this is a fine sentence. Don't bold it. You don't need to bold it, but these are the right keywords. AWS, React, Angular, Node.js, and sometimes GraphQL, but not always. I haven't really seen Prisma, though, but this is why you don't bold it. Spearheaded development of an offline first mobile solution with our improving app usability, enhancing user satisfaction. Again, this is maybe missing a couple of keywords, and don't bold it, but the important thing here is that you spearheaded the development of it, which is good. The rest of it is kind of eh. But again, this is not bad. Designed and implemented async microservices. Microservices is one. Generation using NS, JBoolQ, and Redis. Redis can be. Again, don't bold it. Automated and optimized. There we go. GitHub Actions. Implemented scalable APIs is solid. So my biggest thing is I don't know what kind of... I think you're full stack, but I don't know. This doesn't count. I'm going to guess that this is it. So I'm assuming this is full stack. So, yeah, I think this is full stack. If it is full stack, you're missing TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. If it's not full stack, I will need to know if you're Java or if you're... I don't think you're front end based on this, but if you're Java or Python or that kind of thing. But you actually have a lot of the keywords here. Do you have SQL? SQL is needed. Where is SQL? SQL. No. So I'm going to need SQL here. I'm going to need to know if you're front end, back end, full stack, and if you're back end, what kind. But other than that, really just stop bolding everything, and I think you've got a good enough bullet points. So I don't know if I'd really need to move further than this. Yeah, like these are... I just need to know your primary stack and specifically your brain. Wow, still sick, y'all. Sorry. So I need to know your primary... okay. So your formatting is off, but it's not horrible, but you can still fix it. Second, I need to know your primary's tech stack, and third, I need some SQL in here. In addition, this should replace this. But overall, this is not a bad resume. And this is, again, actually, somebody in my chat said they are mobile or cloud. If you could just put maybe mobile or cloud product or something would be good. But yeah, overall, as the recruiter, I'm missing those things. But this would definitely pass a lot of places. I can see why and how is because you basically have everything else. The market's tough. The market doesn't look like it's going to get better. And I want to make sure you stand the best chance you can. So just fix the formatting. Add a little bit of a primary, like, make it understandable for me who cannot code. Just in the tech stack and add some SQL, and then you're solid. But otherwise, these bullet points are pretty good. You just need to stop with the bolding. Stop with the bolding. No more bolding. So I think that, yes, that is the last resume of this video. Again, still sick. Sorry, y'all. So hopefully I didn't miss too much. But if you can get past a sick recruiter, then your resume is solid. Like that's how you know it's really good, is if somebody's like, I'm dying, and then, oh my gosh, they still get passed. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hopefully by the time this video airs, I will be healthy again. And I'll see you next time. Thank you all. And if you need more help, be sure to join my live stream as I give live help there. So, to the next video. Not even the thing. All right, I need to learn how to end a video. Bye, y'all.